we had a project that wanted some specialized wall panels with profiles, and we decided to use the curtain wall tool to achieve this. The manufacturer has some panel families that seemed to work, but had to make some changes to them. But anyway, we have a good solution, so I want to show you how this works. So using the wall tool, it's a curtain wall, and it's called centria, horizontal with L trim, and this is set up to utilize this horizontal curtain panel with a horizontal fixed distance of 1'4", and that's the spacing of that the panel comes in. So if the wall is a multiple other than 1'4", we have to swap the top panel out with one that cuts. So I'll show you that now. So a straight segment's very easy. Just draw it, and there it is. I've set the origin, or the wall, since it's an exterior finish, the inside is the surface you draw on, so whatever your backup wall is, you draw over that, and that will make your panel. The L trim can be adjusted by the profile itself, so if we look at this mullion, it's set to be the left, and that's its profile, and then the right is the same name, but right now I haven't assigned a material to it or an assembly code. I want you to do that once you've decided what these materials actually are. And the thickness is also something that can be adjusted in the profile, which is down here. So there you see it. So if you just double click that, you can see that its depth, 6 inches, its projection, that's from the origin, and then its thickness. So if it's thicker than 1/8, just change it there, and its width if it's thicker than that. And you do that for both the left and right. So I'll just change that so you can see that gets deeper. So you would also want to adjust the projection to move that out, if indeed that was sitting where we wanted it. And I just guessed originally where that location was. So these two parameters are what you're going to use to control that. And then if the thickness was different, we'll make it 1/4 inch just to give it a little beef. Now it's thicker, and you'll notice the other one's not thicker yet, so let's go ahead and change that one too. So let's cut a section through this. So you can see that it's producing a nice looking wall panel. Goes all the way up. The mullion is that L trim, and then this is what I'm talking about, the top. If your wall type is exactly a multiple of 11'4", so let's say you had 1'4" is 16 inches, so 6 equals 16 inches times 10. I guess that doesn't work. Anyway, if this was a multiple of 16 inches, then this would work. So if I were to stretch that up to there, it's always going to put another panel up there, it looks like. So what we have to do, since yours is only 10 feet tall, is this top panel, we need to unpin it and change it to the one that's called cut panel. And then that cuts right at the top. So that should work with any different height. So you can see that that will stretch. Now we could just make the whole thing with the cut panel, but then you wouldn't get that little hook in your detail views that you might want to have there. That will get cut off if we just set the system that use the panel that's cut. Anyway, so that's the straight one, and that's relatively easy. So now let's talk about the corner. So let's move that down here. We're going to right click, create similar. And we'll go from here to here, and then over to here. Okay, and I told you the other day that we just need to unpin these and delete them. And then now on one of these, we need to set it to be an empty panel. So I'm going to take this one and select panels on host. We're going to unpin those, and these are going to be empty because we need to use the corner panel. And so that makes that disappear. And then I'm going to right click and select panels on this host and unpin them. And these are going to be the corner panel. And that puts the nice corner panel on. Now the corner panels, they have a parameter, an instance parameter for the length of the right and left. So each panel could be a different length. We could make that type-based if they're all the same, but right now we made it flexible. So what you need to know, that distance is going to be from the wall to there, minus, let me thin this up, so minus the thickness of the L trim. So let's go ahead. These are probably the same. If they're not, that's fine. The legs can be different. Let's do them different just so you can see. So we're now going to select these panels. Again, we want them all because they're stacked on top of each other. So we want all the panels on this host. And we want to make the right leg, which is this top one, 2'9" 3/4. And the bottom one, 2'11" 3/4. And there you go. Now you have your panel, and that all looks pretty cool in 3D. I'll undo this. So that's it. Hopefully that will help you achieve your goals. Oh, and the corner one has the same thing if you need to made that real tall. So if and I think I'd already replaced this on the top with the cut top. The corner has a cut one too. If you don't have that, it might have a little extra on it. So hope that helps.